Hey Blake, we really need to talk. I've reached my limit with all of this. I was wondering if you could do something about Bailey?
Huh? What do you mean by that? What about Bailey?
Don't you know? We've talked about this a few times before. Bailey just keeps on making herself at home, and she's been doing this without telling us first. This has been happening day after day. She keeps coming over without telling us and stays for the entire day. Also, she keeps complaining about how I clean up our own house. It's rather frustrating. I feel like I've got no time to relax as she's always here.
How could you say something so cold about my mother? My mother's always there for you.
But what does that even mean for me?
I asked my mom to go around the house. I told her that you're really bad at doing the housework and to help educate my wife. That's why she comes over every day. You're the worst wife for treating this as a problem when it's not.
Why would you even say that I'm bad at housework? I'm trying to do my best every day in my own way. I'm confident that I'm doing housework diligently than other people in their homes. How could you say that to me?
Oh, really? Do you think you're doing the work to that extent? You think you're so funny, Belinda?
Yes, because I make 3 meals a day for the 365 days of the year. Don't you realize that? I've made it all from scratch, and I've never relied on prepared foods or frozen meals. At your request, the snacks that I make for you at 3 o'clock on the holidays are also homemade.
That's just a part of what you've got to do for me as a housewife. My mother used to do that kind of thing for me as well when I was a child.
She did every single thing for you, including all the laundry and cleaning? Don't you realize I do my best every day to make sure I'm not leaving a single speck of dust on the floor or left on any piece of furniture? I separate the washing by color and wash all your underwear completely by hand. I'm the only person in the house who does this every day.
So you're saying that you're trying to do your best at the level you're sitting on? That's pathetic. You forgot to take out the trash the other day. You also failed to iron my shirt yesterday, didn't you?
I didn't do that because I didn't get enough sleep. I ended up just dozing off because I had a fever. If I'm having to wake up at 4 in the morning and only go to bed at 2 in the morning, there's no way I'll be able to get rid of my fatigue.
My mother lived like that as well, and she had no problems doing all the housework. The house was always completely spotless. You say that you're doing your best, but it's meaningless if you're not producing good results. Even a housewife can understand that much, right? You were also a functional member of society up until a few years ago, weren't you? You should understand hard work, right?
I suppose I do. I know I do a lot of hard work. I give 100% of my housework, and I understand that you don't like how I do it, Blake. Well, then please at least tell Bailey to not take my personal belongings when she's in my house.
What are you talking about? What personal belongings has she even taken?
Actually, over the past few months, more and more of my personal belongings have been disappearing from our house. I only recently found out who the culprit was. Every time Bailey comes over to our house, she's taking something without asking my permission first. It's like she thinks it's her God-given right to take my things.
Now just stop. Why would you say that my mother's taking your things? How dare you say something like that to our own son? Those are strong accusations, Belinda.
When I questioned her about it, she said exactly the same thing you just did. How dare you accuse your mother-in-law of stealing? She said she was borrowing my things for a little while and that whatever belongs to my son's wife belongs to her, so it doesn't matter. It obviously matters, Blake. It's my stuff she's taking. She's never returned what she's borrowed. It's just stealing.
Well, to solve it, we can just pretend that we gave her the things as a gift, so don't worry about it. My mother comes to watch and instruct you on how to do your housework every day. You should be grateful. Considering all this, her fees are really cheap, so you should be following her orders.
What the heck are you talking about? She's charging me fees for this, even though she's bossy and stealing from me? I didn't ask for any of this to happen. I know how to do housework.
Stop making fun of what she's doing and accusing her of theft. You're such a narrow-minded wife. You're so annoying.
Okay, so are you going to replace the books that have been taken from me? Bailey's taken so much that I hardly have any cosmetics anymore. Haven't you noticed those things are gone? I'm almost out of clothing and bags. It's going to cost a few $1,000s to buy everything that she took again.
Are you kidding me? A few $1,000s? I'm not buying any of that crap for you. You can get that yourself with your own money. Don't even think about trying to splurge on clothes and bags with your husband's money.
Are you kidding me? I've got hardly anything left after what Bailey took.
You've got savings from when you used to work like us normal people. Use that so you can buy it again yourself.
But I'm just a housewife right now. I don't have any money to spend on things. Why won't you help me? You're my husband. And yet, you tell me to use up the precious savings I've got? What am I supposed to do if my savings account has nothing left for the future?
Don't you know how to answer your own questions? I guess you have to go back to work if that's the case. If you got time to talk about nonsense like this, then you got time to perfect your housework skills. Stop being so useless and get back to work.
Hey, Belinda, we need to discuss something right now. How dare you talk badly about me to my own son? He's not the one who's treating me like a thief, thinking that I've stolen your belongings. How dare you? Oh, is that so? Is that what he told you I was saying? Stop playing games with me. Don't you dare call me a thief again. You're such a disappointment. Blake told me earlier what you said. He told me to take anything as an instructional fee on teaching you how to clean. He said to take how much I want. What the heck is that supposed to mean? Do you think you've got any right in taking my stuff? Yes, and my son has finally recognized that. From now on, I can come in and out and take whatever I like as payment. You know I was worried about how there was only good food in your fridge. Would you please stop doing this? I've completely reached my limit with you. This is too far. What's that supposed to mean? I'm your mother-in-law, and I can treat you however I like. I feel like there's a hole in my stomach from all the stress you've put me under. Since I've become a housewife, Blake has become more strict with the housework. Now he doesn't even treat me as his wife, but just as some housekeeper. No matter how many times I ask you, you still come over like you own the place. You need to ask me to come over. I am so sick of living like this. This is how a housewife should be treated. I'm not saying anything else about it. Everyone used to be like this. I've been told that I'm allowed to do whatever I want as your mother-in-law. Why would you repeat something like this to others when you wouldn't want it done to you? Oh, shut up, Belinda. You're such a terrible wife to my son. Well, most of the time. Who do you think you owe to be able to live in the house that you do? The land that the house is on is that land that I gave to both of you. Yes, you've told me this before, Bailey, but... So what's wrong with going onto your land whenever I like? The land is no longer in your name, Bailey. Even if it's in my son's name, what's mine is mine. That's why I'll continue to go over to your house whenever I feel like it. I don't see what's so wrong about taking what's on the land that my son owns. You can't just do that to me. That's stealing, as those things don't belong to you. Thanks to the money that my son earns, we can live in such a spacious house. I'm too selfish to stop doing what I'm doing, so I don't plan on stopping at all. Also, you're not good at housework compared to me, and you're not very friendly at all. I wonder why my son married such a useless wife. I wish he'd get rid of you sooner rather than later. I'm so sick of you hanging around my son. I guess I see what your true nature is, Bailey. I also just want to leave Blake for how he's treating me and how he lets you treat me like crap. Are you kidding me with this nonsense? How dare you say something like that about my son in front of his own mother? I'll remind my son of the things you've just said to me. He'll make you pay for that. I've had it up to here with both in terms of how you've treated me since I stopped working. I want to be free from you. I feel so trapped when you're both giving me crap. I'm really at my limit now, and if this continues, I am really going to consider divorcing you.
Oh, is that so? If you're going to keep saying that over and over again, then why don't you do that? You're supposed to be my wife and not threaten me. If you keep being like this towards me and my mother, then you leave me no choice but to divorce you.
Are you kidding me? Me threaten you? You're the one doing it to me. You'd really divorce me on something I don't even do to you?
You think you're so cocky. I can't even understand you anymore. We all know you can't live without me, but you keep saying silly things like this. Even if we were to get a divorce, even someone as stupid as you will understand how important it is to have a husband. I'm at the courthouse right now since it's such a short walk from my office. I'll file the divorce papers as you wish and bring them over for you to sign.
What? You're actually going to do that, even though I've done everything that you've ordered me to do?
It's too late to cry and moan about it now, Belinda. I'll immediately file for divorce. Get out of my house, you useless, good-for-nothing wife.
Okay, but you do realize that this is my house, right? Oh, wait, but you're really filing for the divorce papers right now?
Yes, that's what I just said. I'm filing for the divorce papers right now. I'm staring at them intently. I scribbled your signature in the text box. The people at the courthouse quickly accepted my request without saying anything.
You know that it's not a good thing to use someone else's signature on a form like that. Well, I guess for me it's a relief to get the divorce out of the way, so I'll take it as no questions asked. Thank you for divorcing me. That means you need to get out of my house right away, okay?
Hey, what did you just say to me? That house that I used to make you clean up every day, my mother gave me the land and I built the house on it. Therefore, that house on that land is mine, not yours. You need to pack your things and get out as soon as I come home.
Now just hold on a minute there, pal. Aren't you forgetting some really important details, Blake? It's true that you built that house, but then you put all the details in my name. The house, the land it sits on, all have been transferred from your name to mine.
Are you kidding me with this crap right now, Belinda?
You're the one who said that to me right after it was finished being built, didn't you? You're the one who said that a wife should stay at home, so I just obeyed your orders, Blake. You said please quit your job and move into the house. At the time, you were still treating me well and were much more of an adult about things. You said when I become a housewife, everything will be in your name. That's what your promise was to me, right?
Oh, okay. I somewhat remember what I said to you. At the time, I did write that the house and land are in your name.
Yes, and did you realize that giving up your job to start a family is a huge risk as well? So I was super anxious if we got a divorce or if something happened to you, so you made that promise to me. You said that you'll change the names to mine on the document so that I'm in safe hands no matter what happens. That's when you started to beg me to become a housewife.
I really can't believe this. What am I supposed to do now? I've already filed the divorce papers.
Well, tough. You've got no rights to this house anymore, Blake. You shouldn't have treated me like you did, and none of this would have happened. As the owner of this property, I refuse you to take anything more from me.
But you can't just do that to me. I've done so much for you.
You're the one who needs to pack their bags and move out of the house. I'll give you a little bit of time to do that. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Good luck and take care of yourself. You evil woman! How dare you take the land I own? You need to give that land and the rights to the house back to my son. I've got no intention of giving anything to you. You deserve nothing. Your son was the one who gave me the land and the house in the first place, Bailey. I'm telling you now, he put everything in my name. I don't intend on giving any of the land or house back to Blake. Don't say such stupid things to me. Cut it out. Where's my son supposed to live now, then? Well, he could also go and live with you, Bailey, since he always used to take your side over mine. It's probably a good idea for him to go back to his parents' house if he wants everything done for him. That's definitely not an option. It would be impossible, okay? I literally just sold the house. There's no family home anymore. Where's he supposed to go back to if I've sold the house? Wait, what? You sold your house? Why would you do that? Because I intended on moving into your house once my son divorced you. My house has been standing for several decades, and it's already so old. So I thought I'll sell my house and then move in with my son as his house is brand new. Are you kidding me? You think I'd let you move in after you stole from me and bossed me around? You were planning to move back into this house behind my back? I heard nothing of this plan. There was no way I was going to tell my son's useless wife about this plan. Blake was never going to refuse me from living with him, so he stayed quiet about it. And now the sale process has finally been completed. I was planning on moving in at the beginning of the week. At the beginning of the week? Why then? Because you'd both be divorced by then and he would have kicked you to the curb like you deserved. But now there's no way we can do that. I can't believe my son would be so stupid to give the house and the land to you. Hey, I'd watch what you say to me, Bailey. You're on thin ice. If the divorce had been slowed down, this would have been an even more painful experience for me, but what a stroke of luck that I got everything. So you're just going to keep everything for yourself? What's my son supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I can't just turn around and tell my real estate agent that I'm not going to sell my house after all. How did this even happen when everything was going according to plan? Everything went wrong and it's all because of you. Go off and complain to your son about it. I don't want to hear it. He's the one who divorced me using a lot of his own stupid force. If you'll excuse me, I've got things to organize. I've got to go and put Blake's luggage in the front yard.
Belinda, I can't believe what I've done to you. I'm so sorry.
Huh? Why are you even apologizing to me now, Blake?
I've just realized how horrible I've been, and it's because of my mom's influence on me. She was so horrible to you, and she was trying to push me to make you do everything so that she'd be able to get what she wanted out of us. Look, I didn't want to say anything, but I got fired from my job.
You what? What the heck happened? Why are you telling me this?
You were in charge of all the saving. Can you please give me a bit so I can pay for some living expenses? I really need it.
Are you kidding me? After the way you and your mother treated me? I'm not going to help you out, not this time or any other time.
But you can't just abandon me like this. I need financial help. And please, Belinda, I'm begging you. Don't leave me without any money to live.
You are such a horrible person for the way you've treated me as your house slave. Your mother had no right to say or do the things she did to me. If you want to earn some money so that you can save it for a rainy day or to pay for whatever you need to pay for, you need to look for a job. You know, a thing that normal people do. I'm done with all of this. Goodbye and good luck with your life. After what happened with Blake and his mother Bailey, I heard that they moved into a run-down apartment together. During his unemployment period, he was under a lot of stress. Apparently, he was secretly addicted to buying big purchase items and gambling. Because of that, he had nothing saved up in his bank account. Also, I discovered that Bailey didn't have enough funds in her retirement account. All the housework being done at her old house was outsourced for a long time by a cleaning company. She couldn't even cook a proper meal. If this continues, Blake was told that he'd have to remarry and find a wife who can earn money and do the housework. It seems like the two of them have been working hard together, but no one will agree to go on a date with him as he lives with his mother and he's unemployed and divorced. I want to show that's obvious to his face.